and welcome to Last Week in AI with me, Rahim. Every week, we bring to you the latest news and developments that matter from around the world in the field of AI. We tell you why they matter and also share with you our expert take based on 15 years of experience working in AI with top companies across the world so that you stay updated and informed for this world of AI. Let's get started. Robots come to your living room, from the $20,000 robot Neo backed by OpenAI to the Chinese bot Bumi costing as much as a smartphone. OpenAI completes its for-profit restructuring with Microsoft's stake, aiming potential IPO filing in 2026. AI is now coming for strategy consulting now, with Project Argentum aiming to automate consulting tasks for entry-level consultants. Google announces a privacy-first language model, VaultGemma, which is designed to not learn private information. Your new favorite singer might just be AI, with AI artists becoming popular and even signing multi-million-dollar deals. The humanoid or human-like robots race has taken quite a wild turn. So it's not factories, but your living room, which has become the new battleground. A wave of companies have announced a lot of humanistic robots designed for your home. The company 1X, which is backed by OpenAI, announced Neo, a $20,000 humanoid robot, which can do things like folding your laundry or putting dishes in the dishwasher or watering your plants. This is a very useful small assistant for your home. But here's the catch. It is not fully autonomous. And when this robot gets stuck, a human operator remotely takes over through VR. Takes over and sees through the robot and effectively enters your room to help the robot complete its task. Yes, a stranger in your home. The robot Figure 3, made by the company Figure, has the opposite approach. It is designed to be completely autonomous and learn it all over time. This does not need any human controller, and it is priced around 6,000 USD as of now. But the biggest surprise came from a new startup, Noetix, from China, which announced Bumi, their robot, which costs about $1,370. Yes, less than $1,400. Of course, this is a far more accessible option for many. Okay, so there's two big questions here. Number one, privacy. With a remote operator operating this $20,000 robot, are you okay with a stranger entering your bedroom to get your laundry folded? And just a pro tip, wear pants around the house if you intend to buy this robot. And also, please don't share all your feelings after the heartbreak or all your inner thoughts. The remote operator just needs to go home, perhaps. Perhaps it's really late in the night where he's operating from. So please bear that in mind. On the second topic, it is price and accessibility. Now, $20,000 is, of course, for early adopters and people with, say, quite a lot of money. But $1,370 or less than $1,400, this changes the game. This is really quite accessible to a lot of people. And the question now is not if these robots will be available commercially, available in your homes, but a matter of now, okay, when and which model, right? Yes, the robots are here, and we have some really exciting times ahead. So OpenAI just went through a massive change. They have officially restructured their company. The for-profit part is now a public benefit corporation. The original non-profit, called the OpenAI Foundation, is still in control. And here's a very interesting turn, which is Microsoft has secured a 27% stake in the new company, which is approximately valued at $135 billion. This new restructure is actually a big deal because this addresses California regulatory concerns and positions OpenAI for potential IPO in 2026. This move also locks in Microsoft's access to all of OpenAI's technology until the year 2032. So this move makes OpenAI commercial path quite clear. We are seeing large-scale, massive investments becoming the new standard as well, signaling some maturity in the market. This deal also proves how important strategic partnerships are, because Microsoft has now secured access to AI resources for the next decade, practically. For your organization, this could mean that the pace of innovation is about to improve, and you can expect faster development of products and capabilities, perhaps. On a side note, with the IPO plans, OpenAI is finally open to your money, of course. Everything else is top secret anyway. A company called Mercor has hired 150 strategy consultants from top firms for a new job to train AI models like Google's Gemini, for instance, to do entry-level consulting tasks, say preparing case studies or analyzing case studies, creating frameworks, applying these frameworks, and preparing presentations and so on. Now, we always thought consulting was safe, a high-value task which requires a high level of problem solving, deep analysis, perhaps communication. We thought these unique human skills which AI couldn't really do. Well, here we are. Mercor just raised $350 million in Series C funding, raising the company's total valuation to about $10 billion. Why is this important? For decades, big consulting firms built empires on two things. One, bright young people, and two, their proprietary frameworks and perhaps their logic and thinking and whatnot, right? And this new AI commoditizes the frameworks part. It takes the secret sauce and prepares to sell it to everyone, perhaps. Of course, it doesn't replace more experienced consultants, but many entry-level tasks are potentially automated with this. But there's one area where AI consultants will fall short, because one of the most important roles of a consulting company was to get them to do your dirty work so you don't face the blame. With AI consultants, the accountability still stays with you. Google has just released a new AI model called VaultGemma. What is different this time that it is the first major model trained from scratch with privacy in mind, using something called differential privacy. What this means in simple terms is that it is a special training method that prevents the AI from memorizing any private information to begin with, right? So it's designed so that it doesn't learn unique or say personal or identifiable information. And therefore there is by design no leakage plan, right? And Google is making this open source and available for commercial use, which is a big deal. Why does this matter? Because of course this is a huge step for AI privacy. It addresses this growing fear that all these models are just absorbing all our sensitive data. This is a big deal for any organization that handles sensitive data. If your business is in finance or law or healthcare or institutes or domains with handle sensitive data, this model offers a way where using other models is way too risky. The big deal is the privacy guarantees. The model cannot memorize individual data points or sensitive data. But of course, there is a catch. The performance of these models is not the same level as top, say, closed models or top non-private models, at least not yet. But in many cases, the trade-off, right, the privacy protection is really worth a slight performance drop, perhaps. If you deal with personal information, you should be prioritizing this. This could be a key to protecting your data and your company. Your new favorite singer might just be an AI model. Something really significant is happening in the music industry right now. AI-generated artists are no longer a joke or just a fun project for time pass, I suppose. They are constantly charting on the Billboard. And for the past 4 weeks, at least one AI track has been on the charts every single week. An AI artist named Zanaya just made history, and she is the first AI artist to ever crack the Billboard's adult R&B airplay chart. And there is some serious money involved. So these AI acts are getting good money. Zanaya landed reportedly a $3 million record deal. As you can imagine, humans are not happy, and human artists are of course terrified about voice copying and copyright issues. There's huge backlash. Not just that, right? This is also, as some people say, this is depriving opportunities from human artists. This is a fundamental shift in how music is being made and sold and consumed. For the industry, perhaps it is time to reevaluate a lot of things, from finding talent to legal rights. This also means perhaps that AI can be a tool to help human artists to design, sound, and not just replace human artists, but at the same time, all of these other ethical questions about taking opportunities away from real artists who are putting in all the hard work, sleeping on floors and working dead-end jobs just to make it in the industry, right? So this using AI seems to be like a shortcut circumventing all of this effort. But for the listeners, this also raises another question, which is, can an AI-generated song be your favorite? Can you connect with it emotionally the same way you do with a human artist? On the other hand, it raises some other possibilities. So if you don't like the work of human artists, you don't like the topics or what they're singing about, you can just create something which suits you, your words, or the kind of tone or music or message that you would like. So this has a positive upside as well. In any case, the line between real and fake is getting very blurry, and we all get to decide what and who we want to listen to. That's it for this week's top stories. Which one stood out to you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments, and I'd love to hear your take on this. If you like this format, subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so you don't miss any update. I'm Rahim, and I'll see you next week on Last Week in AI.